let's talk about the truth about the law of attraction, because there's a lot of stuff out there about manifestation and all the different things you can do, opening up your third eye and rubbing it and visualization to create whatever it is that you want, and all of these tools and tactics, and it's been labeled as being a secret for great marketing purposes, but it's not a secret. But we've been led to believe all sorts of crazy things about the law of attraction. And the funny thing is that whilst there are many people that have had success with the law of attraction, it was more of an accident, or more of it just tipped the person over into the state of consciousness they needed to be in order to make something happen in their lives. It was more circumstantial than actually because they mastered the law of attraction. Because if you actually look at the people that have taken the law of attraction or applied the law of attraction in their lives, they only manifest certain things, and other things they can't manifest. And there's a reason for that. You see, people have forgotten the true essence of what the law of attraction is in the first place, and what manifestation is in the first place, and have fairly much bastardized it to make money and to trick people into thinking that there's some magical secret thing that's going on when it comes to manifesting things in your life, or that you can bypass certain aspects of your evolution in order to manifest whatever it is you want. So let me get into all of this, because there's very few people that really talk about these concepts, and it's really actually quite irritating and quite frustrating, because it's perpetuating a really, really big problem on the planet right now. Number one, and I don't know what the numbers are of the points that I'm going to make, so I just do this all free form. But first thing is that you're already a master manifester. You don't need to activate your third eye. You don't need to do all these mumbo jumbo tools and techniques and things like that. You're already a master manifester. Everything you have in your life, you manifested. Everything that you don't have in your life, you didn't. And so therefore, you either didn't want it in your life, or there are some blocks and some conditioning and belief systems that are not allowing you to be able to create or manifest it in your life. So you can rub your third eye and you can visualize as much as you want, and you can do any of the other different tools and techniques that these different law of attraction manifestation teachers teach you, and you will manifest certain things, but you would have manifested them anyway if you put your focus and energy on them in the first place. Okay? The number one hindrance of you manifesting and creating the life that you deserve and want to live is twofold. Number one, it's your limiting beliefs, the conditioning, the programming that you took on throughout your life. Okay? So that's the only thing to work on. That is far greater than working on just trying to manifest whatever it is that you want, which gets me to point number two. Point number two is that manifestation should not be used to just get whatever you want. That's the big problem in the first place with this world. That is what has caused the imbalances in this world. It's what's causing starvation in this world. It's what's causing the rape of the planet and the environment. It's what's causing the poisoning of our foods. It's what's causing the imbalances on this planet, because people are so focused on the material world. I need money. I need the fancy car. I need the Gucci bags. I need the 10,000 square foot mansion. I need the boob job. You look at social media, it's all over the place. All the photoshopped images and the filters, and everyone's on vacation all the time. No one seems to work. This obsession with the material world is the reason why we're creating the Great Reset, the reason why the global economy is falling apart, and is the reason why humanity is entrapped, because the God that they worship is of money. There are amazing, beautiful, wonderful people out there, teachers that are teaching you how to manifest money and how to manifest all of that hoo-ha stuff. The truth is, that's the illusion. That's what entraps you. I'm not saying you can't have all of that. That's not what I'm saying, but here's the caveat. All of those things you can have, and you don't even need to focus on them, because when you do the work on yourself and you change what's going on inside of you, and you become all that you're meant to become, and you become fully empowered as a divine being on this planet, then you will manifest whatever it is that you need to. And the irony is that you won't need the excess. You won't be lured and entrapped by all the material hoo-ha. It'll just be whatever it is that you need in order to live the life that you were born to live and that you deserve to live, and that will fulfill you. Truly fulfill your heart and your destiny as a God-realized human being on this planet. But as long as your focus is on the material world, you've lost. You've lost. Because the material world is the illusion, and it's what is crumbling. Some people are meant to amass millions or even billions of dollars. And those people will be the people that will give that money to the others that are needing some help and assistance in realizing their dreams and their potential. Everybody has a certain role, but your reason for not being able to manifest the life that you deserve and that you were born to live is because you're completely disconnected from who you truly are. And you will find that the people that manifest money just for the sake of money never find happiness. Not true happiness, not true fulfillment, and it's never enough. Never enough. It becomes a disease that corrupts them and entraps them, and they don't even know it. When you look at true spiritual masters on this planet, people that are walking in the same capacity as the Buddhas and the Jesuses and the Muhammads and all of these other great sages throughout history of time. There are many in form right now. You will notice that they never talk about money. Their teachings have nothing to do with money, because it's the illusion. It's the trap. The physical realm is an illusion. It's a trap. It's because we've believed in the reality of it that we got entrapped in the first place. And then we're blaming the dark forces, and we're blaming all these people. We're blaming everyone, other than just looking at the fact that the problem is very simple. You believe that this is real. Yet science and the quantum field and all of that hoo-ha has already proven that to be wrong. And spiritual teachers and ancient wisdom has said for eons that this is just a dream time, like the Australian Aboriginals, as an example. So when you use your power for personal want and for personal gain, and you use that energy for that, you might create it, but you will never, ever find what you're truly looking for. Because what you're truly looking for only comes from within. That self-love, that unconditional love, and removing all the non-love out of you. That is where the true power of manifestation comes from, where you can consciously manipulate your reality from a place of love, from a place of surrender, from a place of increasing your vibration. Now, I'm not saying that some of these teachers and gurus and people that are teaching these concepts, that they're not good people and they don't have good intention. But I'm just speaking the truth, because this planet is going through a very critical phase over the next 10 years, 10 to 15 years, massively critical phase. And how it's going to look is going to be determined by the collective consciousness of this planet. And we all think that we can fake it. And we all think that we can get away with stuff, but you can't get away with anything. No one can, because we're all one. We're all interconnected. At the end of the day, you are an aspect of God, of the oneness, of the quantum field. You know, and when science has taught us that there are infinite possibilities in the quantum field, that is true. It doesn't mean, though, that of those infinite possibilities, that most of those possibilities are good. Because infinite possibilities also means bad possibilities, you see? So it doesn't mean that just because you can manifest it and create it in your life, it's what's for your highest good and for the highest good of everyone else. That should be the condition that you place on your manifestation. But again, when you realize who you truly are and who you were born to be, and you remove and you work on removing all the limitations and all the constrictions and all the pain and all the suffering and all the programming and all the abuse and all the trauma, everything that's not of love inside of you, you will manifest in spite of yourself. You won't even have to put energy into it, because you are it. You are everything in the first place. You see what I'm saying? The driver is supposed to be your heart's desire, your soul's desire. That is the guidepost. But a lot of what people want is not coming from their God self. They're not even connected. Not truly. It's misguided. And it still comes from vanity. It still comes from the lower vibrational pain body and conditioning of the outside world. Well, if I have this, if I have that, then people will like me more, or I'll be more accepted, or I'll look better, or I'll blah, 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 blah. The narrative is crazy. And there's so many good people out there that have become and are becoming more and more entrapped. At the same time, there's more and more people that aren't able to sustain it anymore. That's the reason why anxiety and depression and mental health and all of these conditions are amplifying, because people are less and less able to go against the grain. Again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with money. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with owning a 10,000 square foot mansion or a Gucci bag or anything else. But where it's coming from and putting that as your manifestation ideal, you've lost and you will lose, even if you create it and make it happen in your life. Because if you used all of that energy on this, then those things would come effortlessly. But even better than that, you'll be a different person. You'll be raising your vibration and having all of that. Whereas those people where they put all that energy into that and just a little bit into a little bit here, a little bit there, pretending that they're doing the real work or convincing themselves that they have and are, they will miss out. Let me put it this way. The monetary system on this planet is what has entrapped and enslaved humanity. It's what has created and fostered separation on this planet. Because in general, the people with power are usually the people with money. The people with influence are usually the people with money. And the whole of society globally has been built around that structure. So what do you think needs to happen? The financial structure needs to collapse, besides the fact that it can't even sustain itself because it's completely 100% corrupt and has been. Almost all crime on this planet has been due to the imbalances in the financial and economic arena, even the ones that you don't think so. But it's the importance that people have placed on the financial stuff that has caused that. All the lies, all the deceit has all been due to the importance that has been placed on the monetary system and the haves versus the have-nots. Hello? And there are people out there saying you need to amass as much money as you can so you can do all this good stuff in the world. Yes and no. Because again, it's not about amassing the money. It's about you becoming who you truly are and who you were born to be. And then all the money that you need and all the resources that you need to create the change and the impact that you may or may not have been born to do will come effortlessly. But if you focus on just the money, then you're taking away from your mission and from your purpose and from you realizing that. And a lot of people start focusing on the money in order to do good things and never do. Never really do, because again, what is the greatest accomplishment that a human being can have on this planet and the greatest impact that a human being can have on this planet? It's to realize your inherent divinity. It's to realize who you truly are and who you were born to be. It's to become the next Jesus, the next Buddha, to walk in this world as unconditional love and to be a way shower. When you raise your vibration, you raise the vibration of this entire planet. You impact every single human being. It's the greatest philanthropical act that any human being can ever do, which is the reason why these great masters that have walked this planet and that do so currently are held in such high reverence. And the reason why they walk on this planet with ease, with grace, and without needing to focus on money. And that's why they don't teach and never taught manifestation techniques. It's the reason why they never taught how to make money. Because when you tap into your full divinity, the unconditional love that you truly are, then you own your reality and you own the world. The world doesn't own you, and you become untouchable. That's the truth. So again, where do you want to focus your energy? Just because you can create it and just because you can make it happen doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's for your highest good. And if you believe that something outside of self is going to make you happy, then you're delusional and you've bought into the narrative and you're actually disempowered. Because anytime you believe that anything outside of yourself has any power and influence over who you are and what you feel inside of you, you're technically a victim and you're technically limiting yourself from the highest potential that you have. I know a lot of people are probably going to say, well, but I need to pay my bills, blah, 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 blah. If you say any of that, then you have not listened and not heard what I'm saying. I'm saying that everything is an inside job. When you remove all the conditioning, all the non-love, all the beliefs, all the things that are holding you back from you being superhuman, literally realizing your full, infinite, divine potential inside of you, then everything in the outer world will be taken care of and will come to you and you will manifest it and create it in spite of anything that's going on in the world. But your greatest use of energy and resources is to focus on this, but to do the real work. That's the reason why I teach people about meditation and using meditation as a communication tool to build and foster that relationship, to summon as much love into you so that you can flush up and flush out and release all the non-love that's inside of you so that all that's left is the true unconditional love. All that's left is you, the true essence of who you truly are and who you were born to be. And your vibration will continue to increase beyond most all people on this planet. And then you live in a different realm, a different reality. The way you experience this world changes. It no longer has power over you. It can't. It's not able to, because all that other stuff is all lower vibrational stuff. The pain and suffering is going to increase more and more. Humanity is going to go more and more mad the more that it denies the truth of who it is, because we're at the end of an age. We're at the end of an era. We're at the end of a major cycle, and we're heading into the age of enlightenment, into the age of love. And there's a certain vibration and a certain frequency that reality exists in. And the planet's heading into that and becoming that, irrespective of what you choose. But if you resist and you choose the lower vibrational stuff, it's just going to harm you and hurt you. And you're going to be going against the grain. All the dark and negative things that are happening out there, like, let's just say the Great Reset. If you don't know what it is, look it up. And the global economy collapsing and all of that stuff that is perceived as being negative, and it is in the way that it's being done and how it's being done, are actually things that need to take place for the coming new world. But how the new world is going to come about is dependent on how many individuals choose love over fear, choose the truth of reality over the illusion of it. It can either be graceful and we literally just transition into it naturally, or it's going to be with many, many, many difficult trials and tribulations that could look very heinous and very difficult, with a lot of hardship and a lot of collateral damage. You see, all these prophecies and all of these things that people believe in, that has come from whatever belief systems, are all irrelevant, and they don't have to happen. Armageddon, as people believe it to be, doesn't need to happen. Pole shift doesn't need to happen. Natural disasters don't need to happen. Extreme poverty and disease and viruses and pandemics and all of that doesn't need to happen. What happens though, we're creating because we're not choosing love at the end of the day, or not enough people are. And it's not about judging the people that aren't. It's about you doing the work on yourself, because it's an individual process. Each person needs to make the loving, the unconditionally loving choices. There are so many people that understand some of the spiritual concepts of what's going on, yet they are so judgmental of other people, or if they don't believe the same thing that they believe, or if they're to the left or to the right. What the heck? We're all humans. We're all one. We're in this together. And if you put your focus on the negative things that are happening, you're empowering it. You're actually empowering it, especially if you judge it and if you're sending non-love to it, or it's invoking negative emotions in you, then it's already keeping you down. It's already winning. Whatever you focus on, you become. That is the ultimate truth. And that's really the moral of this speech, this video, this content. So if you focus on money and you focus on the house, you focus on the cars, you focus on the Gucci bags, you become that. And you might think for a little while, woohoo, look at me. But it's going to be short-lived, because it doesn't feed the heart. It doesn't feed your soul. It doesn't feed the truth. But you focus on working on yourself, like I said before, maybe you might end up with the nice big house. Maybe you might end up with the car or the Gucci bag or whatever it is that you feel like you want or need. But there's going to be a time on this planet, most likely, based on where things are at today in the world, where none of that will matter, where all of that will be worth zero. And the ones that will rise above it and that will become the way showers will be the ones that have the true identity realized within themselves of who they truly are, who they were born to be, and the magic of their true power fully realized. No greater work. No greater work. Not even close. Not even close. So this video sort of went into a direction that I wasn't really planning on, but this is probably one of the single most important videos that I've put out as far as understanding some of the nature of what's going on and where your focus needs to be, and the illusion of what is going on out there. There's no faking it. There's no faking it. You're either choosing love or you're choosing non-love. You're either getting the stuff out of you or you're holding on to it. And if you're not going inwards through meditation and doing different tools and techniques that you can to accelerate the process of you becoming all that you possibly can be and more, like truly limitless, truly empowered, truly unconditionally loving, truly all that you can be as a human being on this planet, literally living as God on this planet, then you're missing out